Hello, it's Congar here. As always, welcome to the Krylo Ren channel. And today we're doing something a bit different. Actually, today we are looking at some theories on Reddit. So yeah, I'm gonna do a couple of videos where I'm just gonna trawl through Reddit, look at some of the theories some people are coming up with that look interesting, and then I'm just gonna give my own opinion on it. Just because, yeah, why not, right? So the first we're looking at is the theory with Anakin and Obi-Wan. So since Anakin, and this was by Significant Beat 790. It will be on the screen, of course, but yeah, shout out to you, mate. Since Anakin was in a council meeting in Revenge of the Sith and he saw the council vote on Obi-Wan to go fight Grievous, when Anakin apologized to Obi-Wan, he also asked Obi-Wan if he could go with him, which he did, and Obi-Wan said no. And basically the question is, like, what if Obi-Wan had let Anakin go with him? And that's interesting, actually. That's really interesting. This is a good question, right? So let's think about it, right? So if Obi-Wan says, okay, Anakin, let's go and fight Grievous together, right? That is a massive portion where Palpatine doesn't get to tempt Anakin. That is a massive portion, right? So Order 66 probably... Order 66 would... Well, I guess no, because Anakin's spying on the Chancellor at that point, right? So it would definitely delay Order 66 and the revelation that Palpatine is a Sith Lord, because Anakin wouldn't be there to spy on him. He wouldn't get those, the dark side of the Force's pathway to manipulability speech and stuff like that, because he would still be fighting Grievous with Obi-Wan, of course. So in that sense, like, Anakin would get a massive reprieve from the pressure that is on Coruscant, to like not getting master status, to having to spy on Palpatine, Padme being pregnant, and the visions of Padme dying and stuff like that. He'd be off planet, he'd be with his master, he'd be fighting, which is something that he loves doing. So yeah, we'll definitely give him a reprieve. I don't think this stops him from going and from falling to the dark side after that, though. That's the thing, because the literally it would be even worse, because in episode 2, for instance, when he sensed that his mother was in danger, he ran immediately. So I'm thinking that Palpatine would just send off those messages, make sure that Padme's in danger. Anakin would be running straight back. He'd be running straight back to Coruscant. Yeah. So yeah, in that sense, it's a good theory, and it gives Anakin a reprieve for like most of the movie. But yeah, by the time he comes back to Coruscant, he'd still be tempted to the dark side, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a good one, actually. I like that. So let's go to the next one. This is A Pente. What if Plo Koon trained Anakin Skywalker? And this guy just says, I was watching the Clone Wars and saw a relationship between Plo and Anakin during the, obviously spoilers to the Clone Wars, the Padawan Lost Ark, and I thought, what would happen if Plo Koon was Anakin's master? Honestly, I think it makes sense from the council's perspective, considering Plo is Keldor from Doran. I also think that Plo would have severely changed the outcome of the galaxy, but Skywalker would have taught his master one thing: spinning is a good trick. So let's just like look at Plo Koon's bio as well, because that is a very good question as well. So I'll put that up on the screen as well. So Plo Koon is a Keldor from Doran, obviously, the guy said it. Plo Koon was among the wisest members of the Jedi Order, respected for his level-headed analysis of events and unflappable calm. Deeply concerned for life in all its myriad forms, Plo was especially devoted to protecting the clones under his command. He shared a special bond with Ahsoka Tano, whom he brought to the Order as a toddler. One of many victims of Order 66, Master Plo died at Cato Nemoidia when his wingman shot down his starfighter in episode 3. So yeah, Plo Koon is one of those Jedi who would definitely get Anakin. Definitely. I think there's a lot, like, it doesn't say it here, but I think his connection with Qui-Gon was actually good as well. Like, Plo Koon is one of those Jedi in it. He almost looks at the human aspects as opposed to just only looking at the Jedi aspect. So yeah, I would think that Plo Koon would definitely be a good master for Anakin. Again, with Plo Koon, I think he'd be a good master. We would definitely. I think Plo Koon would be the type of guy to let him go see his mother every now and then whilst he's training, because he's rescued overaged like Jedi, that like younglings that are like overaged for initiation, like of course Ahsoka being one of them. He's still found that way to like sort of connect with them and get them into the Jedi Order. So yeah, for sure. I think Plo Koon would definitely be a good trainer for Anakin. Would Anakin still fall to the dark side? It's entirely possible that Anakin still falls to the dark side with Plo Koon, unfortunately, because Plo Koon, he is still good, but he is still rooted in the Jedi Order. So yeah, he still follows the Jedi Council quite a lot. So yeah, in that sense, I still think like Anakin would have still not been granted master status and all of that stuff that happens. So yeah, I still would think that Anakin would still fall to the dark side with Plo Koon, unfortunately. So the next theory by the Naemon, Boba Fett Tusken tribe theories. Just a little theory, and this is what he says obviously, just a little theory that is highly unlikely but it's possible. What if the chief of the Tusken tribe is Darth Krayt, or what will become Darth Krayt, or maybe it's the little one down the line? I don't know how they would work it in the timeline. Yeah, yeah, this won't happen. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. Alright, so the next one is Shot at 667. Palpatine always intended to return. And he says, I've been holding onto this theory since the Rise of Skywalker teaser dropped, but here's how it goes. We know Plagueis was experimenting with cheating death. My guess is he was learning how to transfer his consciousness into a clone body, but never created the clone body or finished his learning. Palpatine probably heard of his plans, then killed him before he could learn it in order to come back, keeping the knowledge for himself. Then, Return of the Jedi comes, Palpatine dies, transfers his consciousness using the knowledge from Plagueis, and then the events of the sequel trilogy happen. I think that's plausible, actually. I think it definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense that you can essentially connect Palpatine's clones to Palpatine's dark side of the Force as a pathway to many abilities, and all the Darth Plagueis speech that he does in Episode 3. For sure. You can definitely connect those two things together and say, yeah, maybe Plagueis, the true technique that he had was the soul transfer. So yeah, I think that's a very plausible and good theory, and it's probably correct, to be honest. I mean, it links... It's essentially one of those things that can link the Disney trilogy with the prequel trilogy, so I think Disney should be all for that, right? So yeah, we're just going to do one more for this episode. So Palpatine saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple. This was Flash Star Blazer 6767. So yeah, Palpatine saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple. So we all know that Palpatine plans for everything, right? Yeah, which is what he's saying. The Mandalorian has hinted that they need Grogu's blood for Palpatine clone to be Force sensitive. Palpatine would know that Grogu would be very powerful in the Force, and that he would still be vulnerable if Vader betrayed Palps at any time. It makes sense that Palpatine would leave Grogu alive in case Vader betrayed him, considering we know Palpatine did plan for Vader to betray him. That's a very good theory as well. I really like that. It does explain. It's still an inconsistency that hasn't been tied up, right? Like how Grogu was hidden during Order 66. Who freed him? Who took him off planet? Who took him off Coruscant? That hasn't been explained yet. Even when Ahsoka Tano talked to him, right? They still didn't explain what happened there. I'm very interested in what they do with that. It's very plausible that Palpatine did it, and then again you link Mandalorian with the Disney trilogy, which it's not bad to have these sort of like links. It basically makes the Disney trilogy better, and we all need it to be better, right? So yeah, it's definitely a plausible theory. I would like them to go another way. I would like them to say that Mace Windu did it, essentially, because then Mace Windu would come back. But that's me. I do like that if that Palpatine did it, and then Palpatine somehow ends up with Grogu by the end of like the whole Mando seasons and stuff like that. Maybe. But yeah, no, that's a good one. I did like that one. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do today. Yeah, it was really insightful. I do like the Star Wars theories Reddit. Come up with some good stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll do another one another time soon. But yeah, that's me. It's been Congru, and you've been listening to the Quiet Run channel. Peace.